Hello and a warm welcome to this Fireside chat here at ABG with me, Simon Granat, who am a tech analyst at ABG, covering IT and technology companies. And with me today, I have the pleasure of welcoming StrongPoint and its CFO, Marius Drefvelin. With that said, Marius, could you initially give a brief introduction of StrongPoint, your main products and the geographical areas that you operate?
Absolutely. Thank you, Simon. So at StrongPoint, we deliver hardware and software and services, mainly for grocery retailers in Europe. Our solutions are designed to be used either in-store or for online shopping. And we are a retail technology company and not just a pure product company. And by that, I mean that we are inventing and applying our own software and third-party technologies, for that matter, into new solutions or existing solutions to increase efficiency eventually for our customers. So that's StrongPoints in a nutshell. We have been around for about 40 years. The company was listed in 2003. We are operating in 9 countries in Europe, Norway, Sweden, Finland, the Baltics, UK, Ireland, and Spain. And we are about 500 people. When it comes to key products and solutions, we have our CashGuard, the cash management solution that we have had for many years. We have invented and deliver our own self-checkout solution. We have a VendSafe vending machine and an order picking software.
Very good, and as you point out, you have a long legacy, but you have also made significant steps in recent years. Can you walk us through some of these milestones that you have achieved?
Absolutely. I think there are a couple of things to highlight. 2 years ago, in 2022, we made an important acquisition in the UK of a company called ALS. This was important because it gave us a footprint in the UK market, which is a growth area, and I'll probably come back to that. The company has revenues of around 250 million with about 80 employees. So that's number one. I think secondly, and maybe even more importantly, we have been professionalizing the company in order to meet this increased demand from our customers. Throughout the value chain, we have increased the capacity and competence within operations, solution selling, service and support. And maybe within the last 12 to 18 months, we have invested quite heavily within IT and infrastructure and security. And the latter is significant because it's not just internal IT from that perspective, it's customer-facing security solutions, which is important for us to be able to deliver our new solutions. And in doing this, we have been, especially during the last 12 months, we have been able to get access to parts of the customer or the businesses and get into dialogues that we necessarily haven't been able to do previously.
Very good. And can you talk a little bit about the markets you operate? How do you see them developing over the coming years, and how do you make sure that you stay competitive?
So in order to stay competitive, I think first and foremost, we are spending quite a bit of resources into development. We have a development team of about 80 to 90 people who are either improving the current solutions that we have or developing new functionality. As far as the different markets, you can separate them basically into the traditional markets, which will be Norway, Sweden, Finland, and the Baltics. In some cases, these markets are slightly saturated. On the other hand, there are cross-selling opportunities, meaning that these customers are looking to improve their efficiency, looking for add-ons. For example, in the Baltics, we are seeing an increased interest in self-checkout. The other markets, UK and Spain. In UK, we are seeing potential for applying some of the technology that we are using in the Nordics into the UK market. One example can be the VendSafe vending machine that is fairly common both in Norway and Sweden. If you go into a store in in the UK, you could experience that you will try to get access to an item, but it's locked. So you have to find an employee in the store. The employee has to follow you back to this item and unlock the item. Now, this can be easily solved by us with our vending machine. For Spain, which is the other part of the growth market, it's still focused around cash. And the reason for that is because 60% of the transactions in Spain are still being done with cash.
Very interesting. And are these also the markets that you expect to see most rapid growth in, UK and Spain, or
yes.
Is there anything else that you...
Absolutely. The UK market and the Spanish market, they are massive grocery retail markets. So coming back to the point on cash, in Spain, we just recently, or about 4 months ago, we announced our pilot for what we call the CashGuard Connect solution, which we are developing together with the absolute biggest player in Spain, Mercadona. And in this project, we are looking to industrialize and roll out a new solution, which is currently not existing in the market. And this solution will drive efficiency and reduce the cost for the customers significantly. And there are other potential markets also for this solution. In the UK, which is the second part of the growth focus for us, we mentioned the VenSafe. There are other aspects of self-checkout and electronic shelf labeling. And we will do this with what we call cross-selling, basically capitalizing, leveraging on the relationships that we are improving. Again, with Sainsbury's, for example, we won a major contract with Sainsbury's on our order picking software. And now we are able to have other discussions with other parts of the business that we haven't been able to have before. So that will be one of the possibilities to penetrate this market.
Very good overview. And you're a growth company. Do you see any challenges when it comes to your overall operations, or might you see any challenges down the road, and how do you ensure that you stay on top of that?
Absolutely. There are always challenges. We are still dependent on selling products, one-off revenue, if you may. And in order to grow product sales, either the market has to grow, or there needs to be some kind of turnover or replacement for the product base. And if you are looking to compete in a replacement of the products, if you currently have your own products there, obviously you are well positioned. If there are products from a competitor, you have to steal market share, which is always a challenge, and usually has a tendency to lead to price pressure. Another challenge is that when you're dealing with products, sometimes during challenging or weak economic climate that we currently have been experiencing with higher inflation and increased interest, you see that the product cycle has a tendency to be extended, meaning that usually you would see a replacement for a product maybe after 5-6 years, and then there is a tendency to extend this product cycle, meaning that we will not get this one-off revenue or the new sale of the products. On the other hand, the good thing is that we are seeing some improved or increased service revenue to mitigate part of that effect. I think finally on competition in general, I think size is important. You need a certain size in order to be able to scale and have some kind of operational leverage.
And do you feel like you've gotten that size in general terms?
Not necessarily. I think we're at a phase now where we are focusing on spending our time or increasing awareness as to where we are spending our time. In parts of the portfolio that we have some super big competitors, big global players. So that is a challenge, and they are able to scale in a better way that we are doing. We're leading to, in some cases, lower prices, which is difficult for us to compete with.
Very interesting. And taking a broader view here, where do you see StrongPoint in 5 or 10 years, and how do you expect the company to change, and what do you pursue internally in terms of changes?
Well, first of all, I expect StrongPoint to be top of mind for the customers, either as an advisor or if the customers are looking to make changes either in store or within online shopping. I further expect us to continuously evaluate our portfolio to make sure that we stay relevant. I think products will continue to be an important revenue stream because in many ways it is still working as a door opener for either service revenue or even software revenue that we also deliver. But there may be a change going forward in product mix. As far as looking beyond, we have made some ambitions for 2028. We have talked about revenue growth, but even more importantly right now, profitability. We have stated an ambition to have an EBITDA margin of 10% or more. And I think looking at the profitability is a matter of, again, being very aware of where we are spending our resources. But if you look even beyond that, I would absolutely expect us to increase our recurring revenue base. And even more importantly, from our own IP. And in doing this, I think StrongPoint, beyond 2028 for that matter, will be a company with more visibility, a more solid company. And again, to my first point, really being top of mind as a European vendor and advisor within grocery retail.
Fantastic. I think we captured a good overview here. So thank you so much for attending here, Marius. And with that said, we'll end this session.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.